First impressions are important, and the front area needs some help. It's dirty and can use some maintenance, organization, and decoration for the holidays. Winter's moving in quickly, so we need to get this done fast. This week I took a little time to replace some burnt out bulbs. These LED half bulbs and 60-watt incandescent bulbs are way too bright for our courtyard. I'm replacing them with 40-watt clear LED bulbs that are reminiscent of gas lights. They still give off plenty of light, and now they'll all be working, looking good, and guests can see where they're going. Next, I'm going to replace this light by the door because the socket's broken. I found an inexpensive LED fixture that shines light downward through crackled glass and scatters the light in patterns on the ground. Solar-powered lights are great for using in areas where you don't want to see cords or there's no electricity available. These lights are inexpensive and lightweight and can also be put on top of snow. The best way I've found to hang holiday lights is using cup hooks. To get them started, I use pliers and then screw them in the rest of the way by hand, leaving them horizontal. Then I put the lights up, turn the hook so it's facing up, and look, the lights are secure and away from the ice and wind. And you don't see rusty nails and screws on the outside of the fascia when you take the lights down. I put them every 24 to 36 inches apart, and once they're up, you can use them to put your lights up super quick. There's been so many times when I'm trying to find an event at someone's house and can't see street numbers at night. If you don't want to invest in something expensive, I found a solution for $8, a solar-powered spotlight. You can stick it in the ground or in a bush. Another option is a solar-powered address placard that can be stuck in the ground, attached to a post, or stuck on top of a pile of snow. So Saturday I started the cleanup, and the first thing I attacked was dirt and mold. Any household cleaning product with some bleach works well here. Just be careful not to get it on your plants, and hose or wipe it down well with water afterwards. Next, it's time to get to the thick dirt and debris before trying to wipe things down, otherwise you'll just be smearing it around. I'm going to start with a clean palette here and only put back things on our entry. It's not all about cleaning, it's also about clearing away the chaos. We want to set the tone here for what's to come inside. A while back, the lock set on the front door was looking pretty beat up. I removed it from the door and used a $5 can of brake cleaner. It peeled up all the finish and I was left with the shiny new lock. This works great for a weathered protective finish, but locks that are shown here where the plating's damaged will need to be replaced. I removed these bars from the 70s over the window and replaced everything with a piece of cast glass. I'm going to see what needs some fresh paint, but before I get at the brushes, let's see what will clean up first. I use Windex and a microfiber towel. You don't want to scrub painted surfaces because it can leave scratches that not only don't look great, but causes dirt to build up much faster in the future. Let the cleaners do the work and wipe gently. Here I'm having an adhesion issue with the old layers of urethane separating and creating bubbles on the door. It was sanded well and a good quality primer was applied, but the sun hits the door so hard in the summer that it blistered like a bad sunburn. I start with scraping the surface by holding a razor blade perpendicular to the surface to remove the bubbles, and soon I see there's way more than I expected. So next I sand the area with 200 grit paper to feather out the edges of the craters, followed by 320 paper to smooth the surface a little. You don't want to paint over a dirty surface, so vacuum the door and surrounding area and give the door a good wipe down. It takes 2 screws to remove this deadbolt and 3 for the handles, then it comes right off. I'm just going to paint the inset panels in any areas that were sanded today. I'll paint the stiles, which are the raised areas, later after things have dried back so I don't drag the brush across undried paint inside the panels. It's also late in the day and getting cold. If I paint the outer edges of the door now, it'll stick to the gaskets when it's closed. The next morning I paint the stiles and second coat the repair areas. This will give it all day to dry. So while the door is drying, we're going to polish the lock and door knocker. Since the protective finish was removed, it's more susceptible to corrosion now. I'm using automotive chrome polish here, and look how nicely it shines up on this lock part. Even 3 years of corrosion on the deadbolt comes off quickly, and it's looking like new. Next step is to apply some car paint sealer or wax. And check this out, water rolls right off the surface. Now it'll be protected for quite a while. It can be reassembled a few hours later when the paint is dry. Then we can focus on putting the entry area back together. Was this door a hard project? Not really. Waiting for the paint to dry is what drew the project out over 2 days. Altogether, I think I had about 5 hours involved in the door, and it makes a huge difference in the entry area. On the day of the event, it's a good idea to put down some strips of painter tape. If you have steps that are hard to see, Let's throw down a fresh doormat too and check it all out. Now that the entry area is ready, we have a fresh space to finish decorating. Be sure to check out the next videos where we move inside and finish getting everything organized, cleaned up, and ready for your guests. If you missed the first video, be sure to check out that one too. I'm Steve Blackwood. Thanks for watching.